Razzouki, a legendary figure in organized crime, well known for his escape from global law enforcement while working as a right-hand man for a top Dutch criminal. He altered his appearance, fleeing from family and authorities for years, using sophisticated tactics reminiscent of Houdini and Escobar. A true mastermind's clever disappearance. How did he manage to build his own place in this Morco mafia? And how did it all collapse? In this video, we will be taking a look at one of the most cunning and insane stories that Europe has ever witnessed. This is the story of Said Razzouki. Let's rewind and see how Razzouki's grand reign as a major player in the global drug trade came crashing down. But wait, before we unveil Razzouki's life, let's take a detour and talk about his partner in crime, Righthand Taghi, a Moroccan-Dutch drug lord. He was supposedly the big boss of the notorious criminal gang, the Democrin Mafia. This guy was into some seriously shady business, from drug trafficking to hits and money laundering. And then there's Razzouki, born on June 1st, 1972, in Morocco. He later moved to the Netherlands when he was still a young blood. He started with the Bad Boys, a youth gang notorious for pulling off all sorts of mischief, like burglaries and even crazy street races on Amsterdam's wild roads. They were racing trains, but what makes this story insane and Razzouki more and more intriguing is that he wasn't your typical Joe. His brain was wired differently. When it came to keeping low-key, he had the smarts, the lethal strategy, and the art of being the perfect ninja. Don't you think Target's aggressive approach is a perfect match? While Target was cruel, Razzouki was the cool head, always loyal to a fault. They were the ultimate ideal squad, the top dogs calling the shots from their high-rise perch. The Morocco Mafia focused on making moves in the Netherlands, but its influence extended throughout Europe. What is their area of expertise? Dealing with white powder, cocaine, and they acted like puppet masters, manipulating threads in numerous nations, making it difficult for the law to catch up. After years of playing cat and mouse, the authorities finally closed in on Target in 2019. They nabbed him right in his lavish Dubai mansion. On December 16, 2019, after a wild chase by authorities from Morocco and Europe, he was finally nabbed and sent packing to the Netherlands. 3 days later, he found himself behind bars in a high-security Dutch prison, rubbing shoulders with no other than Razzouki. But guess what? He's not just any ordinary inmate. He's the prime suspect in the massive Marengo trial, the biggest legal showdown in Dutch history. If things don't turn his way, he might just spend the rest of his days locked away with zero chances of parole. Quite a twist? And remember Daisy Butler City, the former head honcho of Suriname? Well, she's in a bit of a pickle too. It seems like she got caught up in some shady dealings with Taghi and his right-hand man Mao R. After evading the long arm of the law for quite some time, Said Razzouki's luck finally ran out in February 2020. Colombian authorities swooped in and grabbed him. And boy, did they have a laundry list of charges against him. Think drug trafficking, murder, and even terrorism. Isn't life in prison like an unforgettable vacation? Imagine them lying in their cells, daydreaming about the good old days of binge-watching their favorite shows. But unfortunately, it's not all Netflix and chill for them. The Dutch jail system isn't precisely recognized for its recreational opportunities. There will be no more catching up on the latest Narcos or Breaking Bad episodes, and no more prison break marathons. The authorities were so desperate to get Razzouki that they offered a stunning €100,000 reward for any information leading to his capture. That's a lot of money. However, given his celebrity, they may hesitate to immediately repeat that offer. Like his co-conspirator, the one and only Taghi, who had a comparable bounty on his head. Razzouki's capture was also no ordinary feat. It was like something out of an action movie. A multi-country investigation led by the Colombian National Police and supported by the FBI and DEA eventually trapped him in a Colombian hideout. He had been hiding out for about 6 months, keeping a low profile and avoiding touch with his family. We must say, he's a master at disappearing acts. The hunt for Said Razzouki was like a suspenseful thriller, full of undercover agents, secret meetings, and high-stakes action. The Colombian Narcotics Brigade, headed by Lieutenant Mateo, was tasked with tracking this elusive figure. They were armed with a file that spilled the beans on Razzouki, his alleged crimes, looks, family ties, and even dining preferences. Armed with this intriguing but vague information, the undercover team sprung into action. Imagine they even sent a plane outfitted with the best listening devices to spy out the affluent areas where Razzouki might be hiding. It didn't precisely solve the mystery, but it did turn up a surprisingly large number of Dutch expats in those affluent neighborhoods. However, these operatives were not your typical detectives. They employed some cunning strategies. They carefully examined a few mosques in Madeleine while concentrating on Razzouki's religious practices. And just to blend in, they even posed as parking attendants, keeping a keen eye on mosque visitors. You must agree that this operation was very clandestine. After weeks of relentless effort, they finally spotted a mysterious older man who seemed to be deliberately keeping a low profile. This intriguing figure instantly caught their attention, and the pursuit began. However, this was no straightforward chase. Amidst the city's bustling traffic, they lost sight of the man twice, but their determination prevailed as they managed to track him down a third time. Their pursuit led them to an apartment complex in the Sabanita district, a place cloaked in tight security that proved challenging to surveil. Undeterred, the team took matters into their own hands. They secured 2 apartments in nearby buildings with strategic views of the complex. Days turned into weeks as they observed the man's patterns. He rarely left the premises except on Fridays, when he would make his way to the mosque and receive special halal food deliveries. 11 months of tireless investigation finally paid off for Locke and his undercover agents. A pivotal moment arrived when they discreetly captured a sharp photograph of the enigmatic man they had been trailing for so long. It was a suspenseful moment of recognition when the team's only woman identified him from the photo, letting out an excited bingo. Swift and calculated action ensued. The team deployed drones to discreetly monitor the activities within the complex, resulting in another crucial photograph of their target. As they closed in on their quarry, a fascinating detail emerged. Razzouki, the elusive man, appeared older with a long gray beard. It was unclear whether this transformation was an intentional disguise or a manifestation of the stress he was undoubtedly under. The net continued to tighten as team members adopted the guise of meal couriers, uncovering Razzouki's penchant for specific culinary delights like tuna, Arabic red, and kebab sauce, all ordered through a specialized app. The anticipation escalated as the elite Colombian special forces, known as the Junglas, were called in for the decisive operation. The pivotal moment arrived when Razzouki attempted to make a daring escape through a window upon realizing the presence of the authorities. However, his efforts were met with swift and vigilant action, resulting in his apprehension after a tense showdown. Razzouki's reign as a notorious criminal mastermind came crashing down. This successful operation was lauded for its international cooperation, highlighting Colombia's unwavering commitment to combating global drug criminals. Razzouki and his associates' arrest dealt a significant blow to organized crime, conveying that no safe havens would be tolerated for such criminals. Colombian police revealed intriguing details about Razzouki's lifestyle, including his deliberate avoidance of social media and the internet. His insular existence, spending a maximum of a few hours outside his home, posed a unique challenge for law enforcement. The authorities had to employ age-old techniques reminiscent of the search for Pablo Escobar. General Jorge Luis Ramirez, director of the National Police Anti-Narcotics Directorate, highlighted Razzouki's connections with the powerful Clan del Golfo cartel, a major player in Colombia's criminal landscape. This association revealed Razzouki's alleged role in transporting large amounts of cocaine hydrochloride to Europe. The arrest of Razzouki unveiled his ties to the Clan del Golfo cartel, shedding light on the inner workings of this formidable criminal organization. Due to the lack of an extradition agreement between Colombia and the Netherlands, his extradition to the Netherlands was difficult. Nevertheless, persistent efforts resulted in his extradition, which put him in the same Dutch jail as other important figures. The Marengo trial, a high-stakes legal battle, centered around Razzouki and his involvement in organized crime activities. The prosecution painted a chilling portrait of his cruelty, advocating for a life sentence based on his alleged role within the criminal organization. However, the trial was marred by violence, including the targeted killing of individuals linked to the case. From his intriguing partnership with Ridwan Taghi to his eventual capture and extradition, Razzouki's journey was marked by intricate twists and turns. The law enforcement agency's triumph in bringing him to justice is a testament to their dedication to dismantling organized crime networks. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you find the intricate operations of the criminal underworld fascinating. One can't help but be in awe of Razzouki's cleverness and elusiveness as this compelling story comes to a close as they manage to avoid capture for such a long time. Click on the link popping up on your screen for more content, and comment below with your ideas and theories to continue the discussion.